This is the brand new Mercedes-Benz S580. In other words, the brand new Mercedes-Benz S-Class, a technological and luxurious tour de force on the part of Mercedes. And I've just spent the entire day behind the wheel. I drove it up here from LAX. I'm in Santa Barbara. In this video, we're gonna get hands-on. We're gonna show you what's under the hood. We're gonna sit in the front seat. We're gonna sit in the back seat. We're gonna talk about all the newest and greatest tech that is in this vehicle. So let's start by opening up the door and showing you just how the key looks. There's a key, and if you want to unlock it, all you do is add. Look at those. They just present themselves, the door handles, sort of like a Tesla. So let's start with under the hood, as one always does in these reviews. And let's see what Mercedes has put under the hood of this S-Class. Yep, you guessed it. It's a big old V8 twin turbo, produces 516 horsepower and 496 pound-foot of torque. We have, of course, air suspension and a 9-speed automatic transmission. But you know, the real fun of the car is not what's under the hood, but what's inside. When you get into it, it rewards with endless torque. So let's see what's new behind the steering wheel. First and foremost, when you look around the interior, you are just, well, ensconced in luxury and technology. So let's start with the newest and most interesting feature I haven't seen, and that is right there. That is the light control, the headlight control. As you can tell, it's no longer on the dashboard, where it used to be, but it is right here on the door. I've never seen that. I think that's pretty cool. You, of course, also have these scrumptious pillows that you can move up or down as either neck or head pillows. And then, of course, you have wood and piano black. And for this year, everything is, well, touch sensitive. So let me start this vehicle up and show you the two massive screens. Let's start with the home button here. And the newest feature, which unfortunately you can't really see on the phone, but I can see, is 3D display. Yep, it's like going to one of those scary 3D movies and wearing those glasses. Oh, I just looked at that. That was cool how those speakers turned. You missed that, but if you play back the video, I'm sure you'll see it. And once again, you have no longer traditional controls, but all you have to do is, for instance, touch these controls, and as you can see, my seat is extending forward. So all you have to do is touch them. You don't necessarily even have to put any pressure on them, and that is new. Now, one of the other cool things about the new vehicle is that you have different drive modes, so let's talk about those. We have economy, we have comfort, we have sport plus, and we have intelligent. And right now you can't smell it, but Mercedes is wafting perfume air into the cabin, which is making me feel like I'm in a perfume shop. Of course, you've got different colors, color accents that are, well, throughout the entire vehicle, even under these vents. And by the way, the old vents, if you remember, were round, and now these are, well, they're more squarish, aren't they? So let's check out these different lights. Look at that. It's like a Berlin disco in here. Maybe way too many colors, but certainly ultimately customizable. Look at that. Wow. And of course, that's just some of the things you can do. Massaging seats, you know, any feature that you can think of that is luxury oriented, and we'll give the back seat in a second, is here. In terms of technology, you also have USB-C ports here and there. Phone charger cubby hidden down here, regular phone charger right there. And of course, perhaps the most important thing we should look at is the Monroney. So this vehicle base price is at $116,000, but when you add in things like, well, like this $6,730 Burmeister high-end 4D surround system for $6,700, the warmth and technology package, which is, you know, heated seats and cooled seats front and back, not to mention the executive seat package, rear seat entertainment package, you're looking at an as-tested price of, that's pretty big number, $147,590. But you know what? You are getting about as much luxury as you can for that amount of money. Now, some of the other cool features, of course, are right there. I use this. This is your, well, it used to be called cruise control. Tesla would call that full self-driving. I would call it level 2 autonomy, because basically you can set the distance you want to be from the car, and the car will, in front of you, and the car, of course, will basically steer itself as long as you keep your hands on the steering wheel. And by the way, the steering wheel is incredible. Oh my gosh, it's like a baby's bottom. It's that soft. I've never felt a wheel that, you know, is covered in such soft leather, as well as the center section. Anyway, this is about as close to level 2 autonomy as I have seen. It will change lanes on its own. It will, of course, do emergency braking, and it's relatively painless. You set it and forget it, keep your hands on the wheel, and the vehicle goes. Now, if you're familiar with Mercedes-Benz infotainment, you'll know how this works. There's a new home button right there or right there, and then you can scroll through these things, and of course you've also got voice control. So let's see if Mercedes has a sense of humor. Let me try that. Hey Mercedes, let's see if this works. Come on.
I'm sorry, can you say that again, please?
Tell me a joke.
Sorry, my engineers were German.
Ka-ching. Yeah, there you go. It told me a joke. It didn't say it would tell you a good joke, but nevertheless, we got a joke. So, of course, paddle shifters, these are new, these stocks, and you have, different setups and controls that you can customize both in these screens. And let's check out the surround view camera. It's pretty incredible. The car will actually park itself. And this being the executive package, it has a pretty cool feature. I'm gonna see if I can show you, which is, well, most cars that have 4-wheel steering have basically 3 degrees of tire rotation. This car has 10 degrees of tire rotation, which allows you to do things like, well, basically have the same turning radius as that of an A-Class. So let's see, I'll turn the wheel. So let me see if I can get it. If I can get the rear wheels to turn. Oh no, it won't turn. It probably has to be in gear. Let me try it again. Hold on. Definitely the front wheels are turning. So let me put it in gear. See if I can show you this with the camera. I'm here by myself, so it's a little bit tricky, but maybe we can make it work. So let me see if I can get the camera out there far enough. Let's see if these will actually turn. There you go. Look at that. That is what 10 degrees of wheel rotation looks like. Pretty crazy and pretty incredible to have a car this long basically turn in the circumference of a Mercedes-Benz A-Class. All right, well, now that we've had a little bit of fun with the rear wheel steering, let's go sit in the back seat, which is really what this car is about, right? I mean, chances are if you're buying this car, you might have somebody to chauffeur you around. So of course in the back here, you've got a seat that completely, well, reclines. Well, not completely, almost completely. Then over there, you'll notice you've got the footrest that comes up. And of course, a screen here, infotainment. A la Bentley, you've got a little iPad-like that you can also use to control the car. You got all your controls over here. And of course, heated and cooled seats, shades, your own sunroof, your own speaker, and of course this incredible pillow that I'm now using to, oh my gosh, yeah. And keep in mind, I've got the seat as far back as it'll go, and look, I still have tons of leg room, and of course, as you can tell, I have tons of headroom. Yeah, it's pretty incredible. And of course, it'll also recline. So here I go. Yeah, if I do that too much, I'm gonna fall asleep. So I better not do that too much. And then, of course, you have things like, I think that's an iPhone holder, cup holder, back here, of course, a phone charger. And then you would think that would be for like champagne, but it isn't. It's a pass-through for your skis in case you want to use this as a ski vehicle. And of course, you can lift this up and, have seat room for one of the kiddos in the family if that's something that you would like. Individual temperature control, so of course 4-zone temperature control, and just about as much luxury as you can squeeze into the back of any car. And the other cool thing, by the way, is with this screen you can also monitor the driver, so you can see inputs, for instance, for the driver's braking or acceleration. So if you're like, James, get me to dinner quickly, you can make sure that he's actually giving it the beans and not just kind of loping along. I also love this diamond stitch pattern. I love just, all of the quality that has gone into this vehicle, all of the design, and all of the thoughtful features. That is a big door, by the way. Oh my gosh, look at the size of that door. Yeah, and then, when you first see it, it does come across as a little bit plain, But then you start to notice little details like these little lights right there, individual little lights that actually make up the taillight. And Mercedes, thankfully, thank you Mercedes, this is one of my pet peeves. Check it out. Yep, it's real exhausts. So while the bezel is big, the exhausts are real and not fake, as is now the custom with a lot of German vehicles. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think of the new S-Class? It is definitely understated. Once again, once you get close, you start to see these little details, these triple headlights, and the way that, you know, the luxury is not in kind of the broad picture, but in the little tiny details of the vehicle. I think the picture speaks for itself. This car, once you're behind the wheel or sitting in the back seat, definitely says that you have made it and you have climbed the corporate ladder and rewarded yourself with a very luxurious vehicle. Well guys, thank you for this quick pointing and walk around tour. Let me know what you think of the new Mercedes-Benz S-Class in the comments below. And as always, check out tflcar.com for more news, views, and of course, real world Mercedes-Benz S-Class reviews. Thanks for watching. See you next time.